Hello and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. The sky's the limit for today's guest, a rising force in British wrestling. Please welcome Big Mac, Harry Macdonald. Harry, how you doing today, mate? You all good?
I'm cool, man. I appreciate you for having me on.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Glad to have you on. Usually I rewind the clocks, discover the origins of a wrestler, but it's still quite fresh in my mind. Your attire, the purple trunks with loads of text on it. So
Yeah,
the reason I ask is because I saw you live for the first time in December, just before, no, after Christmas actually. It was the main event for Project E Wrestling in Hockley, Essex.
nice.
Great show, by the way. You and Johnson had a solid match. I believe he was busted open in the mouth. But what I want to
Yeah,
ask is, what does it actually say in the trunks? And I want to discuss your awesome theme song. But trunks first, tell me.
thank you. Right, brilliant. Look here, mate. I'm ready. I'm
I
ready.
didn't ask him, by the way. Just this is the shoot. Didn't ask Harry
It
to
was
have
just
his way.
there. Um, so basically, I like the idea of like Easter eggs, right?
Mhm.
So when you watch like a Marvel movie or some shit like
Yes.
that, and you'll get like references to something. So I thought with my character being um kind of like inspired by lots of things, but mostly rap, I'd say, right? So I try and base it off my gear off a specific album. So the purple one is a Kanye West album called Graduation.
Ah,
So all the
amazing album.
text
Yeah.
is the songs from the album, right?
Ah,
So
nice one.
yeah, and then I've got like the logo from the album on the other side with
Sick.
Big Mac in the middle.
Back when Kanye was actually awesome, like one of the best people I've ever seen live, by the way. Amazing.
Oh yeah, you're lucky, man. I wish I could have seen him live.
I mean, if you see him live now, just fuck knows what you're going to be expecting. Just he's literally gone off the rails, and it's kind of sad, almost sad to see just his demise. I know he wasn't the same since his mum died, but at the same time, we can't blame it all on that because just stuff he's been saying is just bang out of order, and I don't condone it. But if we talk about the good times, like you said, like graduation, late registration, and college dropout, oh, chef's kiss, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss. But I had to ask you about it. I'm glad you had that ready, by the way. That was not prepared or arranged, by the way. Just
Yeah, I mean, I've had it there because I need to clean my gear, so I just had it
oh,
there. But it was there, it was ready.
nice, nice. That's cool, man. Caught my eye. Another thing that caught my eye as well, not just a match, which I really liked. I will talk about your wrestling eventually, but walk me through your catchy theme song. Shout out to rapper Denzel Prince, by the way. It just, hit me straight away. I was like, I'd never seen you before. So I was really good. Really stuck my head on the way home from Hockley. Shout out to Essex. Whoop whoop. And yeah, talk me through it, mate.
So it's three people on the song, right? So as you mentioned, Denzel Prince, and then you've got Lil AJ, he's on the chorus,
Yep.
and then you've got a guy called Donvu JR as well, right? So I wanted my own theme just because I thought it makes you stand out.
Yeah.
I wanted to come out and just be in the vibe of it, right? But I wanted to get three people who I'm close with outside of the wrestling,
Hmm.
who can also just bar and just spit a verse, you know? So Lil AJ, he produced the song, he done the chorus. I met him through DKW years ago. So he was a wrestler on shows called Aaron Jones before I'd even debuted. And then he left to go pursue the music. And he was really good and he does the producing and stuff. So I knew I had to get him on it. Obviously we get along really well. And then Denzel Prince and Donvu JR, I went to school with them.
Oh, no.
So obviously I heard like their development over the years, and I thought, you know what, if I can put you guys on and you put me on at the same time, it's perfect. You got a great song, and then so if the song blows or any one of them three blows, it brings me up with them because my song's on their Spotify, it's on
Yep.
that,
Give them
and vice
specific.
versa. You know?
I like it, mate. It suits you, and I think it's. I don't know. I think a lot more wrestlers can kind of benefit from having their own theme songs. I'm not saying every
Mm-hmm.
wrestler should have that, but there were the days where wrestlers coming out to like Skillet or Nickelback or Linkin Park. It was almost a guarantee
Yeah.
it'd be one of them three bands. So for you to have your own music, big up your mates as well. So that's cool, man. I've got time for that. You mentioned DK Academy. I will touch on that briefly in your debut, but I actually want to rewind the clocks and I want to know What got you into wrestling in the first place, Harry?
Um, when I actually decided that I wanted to be a wrestler, I'd say I was about 14 or 15. I just sat down with myself and I just thought, what do I actually want to do with my life?
Hmm.
You know? Um, and that's the only thing that I could like I really, really wanted to do. And I
Yeah,
just remember so obviously I'd watch it as a kid. I'd come like in and out of wrestling phases a few times. Um, but I've been in it for a while. I was making YouTube videos on like action figures and predictions and all this sort of thing. So I thought, you know what, like I want to do this myself. I want to
yeah.
try to do this. Um, and then I remember my first session at DK. It was Taylor James, Lucas Jackson, and Maverick Mayhew taking the session, and Mayhew's taking us through a walk, like a warm up. And I remember maybe being like 10 minutes in and thinking, bro,
Yeah.
I'm never doing I'm never ever
Like,
doing this.
fuck this. Yeah.
But then I like in my head I thought, right, let me just get one show down. If I can just get onto one show, Battle Royal, Rumble, whatever it is,
Yeah.
like let me just do something on a show, and then I can say I've done it, right? And then it was as soon as I got a Battle Royal for them for DK, and I just enjoyed the backstage vibe of it way more than I thought I would. And I thought, like, you know what, like I've loved this business, I'm enjoying it, I'll put in this work. Let's just see what we can do with it, you know?
Nice. You kind of got hooked once you kind of saw it there and kind of did it yourself. How was your
Mm-hmm.
debut? When did you make your debut? It was before the pandemic, wasn't it? Was it during?
Yeah. So that Battle Royal was maybe May of 2019.
Mhm.
So I was still in my final year of school then, and then my first proper match,
Mhm.
I had a tag match for them in August. So I'd just left school, and then it just carried on from there.
Nice. Did you have any friends or family there? Because the reason I ask is at the show that I was at that we've just mentioned, the Prodigy match, when you in the main event, I know you had your friends there. I believe it's your friends. I don't know, I think they knew you. Um, have you had any family friends like your debut or just other matches since? And how have you felt wrestling in front of the loved ones and your friends? Like, do you feel like you're kind of gonna amp it up, go a little bit extra, or just kind of do some inside jokes to pop them? Just walk me through it, mate.
Yeah, yeah, for sure that it definitely impacts it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's some little inside jokes and stuff. I think as long as I think the rest of the crowd is going to pop for it as well,
Yeah.
then I don't see why I wouldn't put it in there because I just think it's just fun. I like having fun with my wrestling. Um, but yeah, I've definitely tried to impress people before. Like the one that stands out the most was like my second match, right? And my girlfriend at the time and her mum come down to the show, and all I remember in this tag match is we're going for like a poetry in motion spot. So my tag partner goes down, he bases, and I'm gonna jump off his back and hit a forearm in the corner. And as I like step off his back, his box just crumbles. So I've just like flown through the air. Just keep the camera. I've flown through the air and just essentially just leg dropped to the floor for no reason.
Yeah.
And my opponent stood in the corner looking at me. And then I'm like, it wasn't showing off as such because obviously we could do the move. But after that, I just thought, man, like people being here, it's a blessing and a curse because
Yeah.
if it's great that they're there, but then at the same time, she's just seen me
Yeah.
just fall out of the sky.
If it goes well,
So
great. If it goes bad, fuck this up. You're a fuck up.
there you go. There you go. So it's more on my mind when I know I've got people there. They mostly come to the local ones, like my friends and my family and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but of all of them, that's the one that just stands out to me the most because it was
Yeah.
my second match of like if anything to happen with my friends there, that one was just
You
I
could have
could
done
just
without that
wipe
then.
that from my memory.
Nice, nice. What actually made you, Harry, ditch traditional wrestling boots and wrestle in night trainers? Like the Air Maxes and the Air Dunks.
Mhm.
Have you had any veterans kind of pull you aside and say, no, don't do that? Or has everyone just kind of just, okay, this is Harry, this is how he is? I can imagine that there's some old schoolers and veterans being like,
Yeah, I've
you
for
don't have to
sure
say any
had
names, by the
people.
way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I for sure had people pull me aside. It's never been on some like hating stuff or
Hmm.
them trying to bring me down. It's always been like a look. You'll look more professional if you wear these. This
Yeah,
is just part of the business. You should be doing this. So I hear it when I have wrestling boots. I have them. So like I
yeah,
don't have them. When I train, I'll train in my wrestling boots. Um, for me, the thing was I used to wrestle in jeans as well. So initially, I wrestled in jeans, but wrestling boots. Then I thought if I'm wrestling in jeans, I might as well go to full mile, wear the like the trainers as well, just for the character. That's
yeah.
my main thing. Is I feel like it fits the character better. So why would I not do that? Um, so I've kind of stuck with it. I feel comfortable wrestling in them. I think in today's day and age, there's enough people who are like wrestling for top quality televised companies
Young
wearing
Bucks.
trainers.
Yeah,
So that helps as well.
yeah.
Um, but I think once I explain myself, people understand it. And I don't, yeah, I think it's not as big of a deal. Even 5 years ago, if I was to come out in trainers, I think people would have been like, you know, but there's so many people doing it now. Like, I mean, Shane McMahon, the Young Bucks, all these women, Carmella and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think I've done enough that I can get away with it.
Oh no, that's fine. I personally just I think it's quite cool. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't really give a shit. As long as it suits you, it's who you are. You'd wear them outside the ring. I can imagine definitely, with especially the Air Maxes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're saying about being inspired by like rappers. Like I know like Dave's also inspired another one of your trunks. Going
yeah.
forward, if you could pick like one or two albums for your next inspiration for your attire, what would you pick?
So I've had so many of mine because I've just got all these albums. I wanted to get them done. I was thinking of doing "Nothing Was the Same" by Drake
Hmm.
with like this, so like light blue clouds, and then like a picture of myself on the side of it. Thought could be quite hard. But then there's been so many people wearing light blue at the moment, so I'm kind of leaning against that. Like CPF went light blue. There's a lot of people in shows I'm wrestling with right now. I've got light blue tights, so I think I might hold off on that for a minute. So I'm thinking probably the Eminem show, but like I think it's the deluxe version where it's like red and
Yeah,
he's sitting in front of the curtains and stuff, but it's a red version. I think that could be quite nice.
nice. And use like the same text as well that it does for the M&M logo.
Yeah, but
Like,
I'm thinking instead of the Eminem show to have it like Big Mac, the Big Mac show.
Big Mac, explain the moniker to me if you can.
So yeah, as simple as my last name's Macdonald.
Yeah,
So I just thought, you know what, I'm the Big Mac. It come to me and I thought I'm going with that. I think it's catchy enough.
yeah.
People like you can make jokes off of it. It can be as serious or as silly as you want it to be. And I think it's so memorable that if I say it once, twice, three times in a match,
Hmm.
when and obviously in my entrance as
I was gonna say you
well.
say it in your entrance enough.
Exactly. Like my idea is make it as simple as I can for you to remember me.
Hmm.
So if I just say it over and over again, it's in my theme tune over and over again. It's on my tights, it's on my t-shirt, it's wherever. It's so easy to remember Big Mac as it is to remember Harry McDonald, I feel like. So you can come home and type in Big Mac wrestler and then I'll come up, as opposed to thinking, what is this dude's whole name? I mean, hopefully you'd still remember, but
Yeah,
I'd like to think it was more simple.
yeah. No, I get you, mate. I get you. Just going back to DK Academy, who put on a lot of shows, especially around my area as well, Essex and Southend on Sea. You trained there for a bit. How long did you actually train before? I know we spoke about the debut and you go on and about your matches and stuff, but how long did you actually train at DK Academy and how did you find it initially when you first trained? As you said, you were kind of
Yeah.
on and off with wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so I was very on and off as a kid, just with my enjoyment of it. I think I
Mhm.
had like two or three phases in and out of it. Um, and then obviously, like I said, when I was maybe 14, 15, I started training at DK.
Yeah.
Um, I thought, yeah, initially it was great there. I mean, I think if you live in Essex and you want somewhere, you can just go, you can get basics down, you can get a feel for what the wrestling industry feels like.
Hmm.
It's great. I mean, it's changed obviously a bit now with the times, but I remember when I was there, I was mostly training with Taylor James, Jack Torino, the Rebellion. Um, learned so much from them. Other guys like Matt Ball, Luke Bradley, obviously like Lucas Jackson, the head trainer. I learned a fair few bits from him at the beginning. Um, yeah, I think it's a good place personally. I
Mm.
think if you want to go somewhere and you want to put in the effort, as long as they've got some kind of facilities, you can do it. Um, I would say if you want a more advanced kind of class or teaching, it might not be for you. But especially if you're just trying to get your name out there, you want to learn some basics, have fun. It's great there, you know. I think it's from what I've felt of all the different training schools I've been at, I think it's the most that feels like a club, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like that might not be for you. Maybe you want this super serious training school. But if you want something that's like once a week where no matter your ability or something, there's going to be a job for you, you're going to be able to be around other people who want to just enjoy themselves and also to learn, then I think that's probably the best one for you, to be honest.
Nice, nice. How does it feel? I know we mentioned about performing in front of friends and family, but as we're both in the same county, not far from each other, how does
Yeah.
it feel to wrestle for various companies in your home county? I know WrestleForce,
Mhm.
Raiden, so your Osprey's company, and obviously with DK Academy as well. But just in general, how does it feel like hometown? Pretty much everywhere you go, but for top-notch
Yeah.
companies as well.
Honest, bro, it's so good.
Mm.
It feels so good. Um, I remember the first times coming back from work or school or college, and I'm walking down a road. I'm like, hey, yo, got my face on the wall right now. That's my face, bro. Like that is crazy. Or even like a month or two ago, I was out in Rayleigh
Yeah.
and I took this girl out, went for some drinks. Um, and then we walked back to the taxi rank and we walked back there and there's
Is
the
that by the
Prodigy
brush?
poster.
The
Right.
taxi rank there.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God, that's a nightmare. Like
Uh,
especially like after one. Fucking hell.
yeah. But I go down and they've got on like this phone booth,
Yeah.
just multiple pictures of me. And I'm like, oh, I'm the man right now. I'm like, baby, come with me. I gotta show you
They
something.
just like
Look at that. I'm a star, baby. I'm a star. So I love that. And yeah, just to be given the opportunity by these companies, like you said, WrestleForce,
yeah.
RCWA, Sue Osprey's company. Um, there's so many UKPW. I just worked for the other day. I'm really excited. There's just so many opportunities for me right now, and I appreciate every single person who's just took a chance on me.
Mm.
So ultimately, um, that's all they can do is just give you the chance, and it's on you to take it. That's
Hey, you're
that's how
still
I
like
feel
what,
anyway.
21, 22?
Yeah, literally turned
Yeah.
21 like a month ago, just about.
Jesus. Like, going back to what I said, like sky is generally the limit. It's the limit for you, mate. It's just a days and you're doing so much already, and the fact that you've accomplished so much and like you've got so many matches under your belt already, and the fact that you're very confident. I've seen you live. I was impressed already. I got you on what about a month or so. Like after I was like, yep, gotta get him on. Just want to do it. I even asked about Champagne Charlie, friend of the show. Yeah, really good guy.
Yeah,
And I was just like, is he the way he is? Because I kind of want him to be like that. He's like, he is, mate. Don't worry. But he's such a good guy though. He spoke high of you. Don't worry. It's like
yeah.
because if anyone hasn't seen Big Mac, like just pause this, YouTube some of his stuff, and just every match he's just I can't explain it. Like I can't explain your swagger, your style, your aura. You just come out. It's like 21 years old, just only turned 21 for fuck's sake. And yeah, like I feel like you enjoy being a heel more than a babyface though.
Uh, I don't know. It's so hard to say. I like personally when half of my shows are babyface, half of my
Yeah,
shows are heel. Because then it gives me that perfect balance. I can just try absolutely every idea that comes to my head because my brain is just always ticking with something.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, being a heel is so fun just because I think it's easier. It's easier to make someone hate you than it is to make them love you.
that's true.
Um, and it's just
That's not
fun
even
to
linked to
antagonize.
wrestling. That is.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I love to antagonize people. That's always fun. But then at the same time, coming out and like, no, I don't like to outshine people when I'm a heel, especially as well. So when I'm a face, I give myself more leniency to like, okay, let me just really pop my shit right now and
Yeah,
let everyone know, like, okay, I can do this stuff.
Big Mac's here, as you do.
Boom.
just I didn't know how to take you, man. But like, it's just you left a good impression. I'll put it that way. I just didn't know how to, But it was a fun show overall. Is there any more Project Wrestling coming up? By the way, I know we mentioned about other companies. Is there going to be more lined up? Because I think it's Benny that's organising it, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Benny Nitro, good
Yeah.
friend of mine. Wrestled him, I think, probably more than anyone else. The last year I wrestled him like 9 times or something. It was ridiculous. But yeah, he's running that. He's doing a real good job of it. I can't slate him at all. And like I said, for the others, really appreciate the opportunity. I think he's looking at doing potentially 2 to 3 shows this year, he said. So I haven't received the dates yet. I think it's just, a backstage kind of thing. He's just trying to work everything out financially, and with the venues and stuff, because I think he's looking at trying to get some new venues as well. But for sure, yeah, you're going to be seeing at least 2 Prodigy shows this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I just like the presentation. It was really well organised. Flew by, didn't go along. I was happy. But just before I do kind of get to the end, there was one match that stood out. Let me try again. There was one match of yours that stood out to me. It was a match against Jordan Said. A very fun match. Of force. Can't remember the location of it. Wasn't Southend, was it? No.
It was Harlow, I believe.
Harlow. You still count that as Essex, but I don't. But yeah. It's like the fucking end of Essex. Sorry for the Harlow listeners out there. There's probably one, isn't there now? Just like, yeah, fuck off, mate.
one guy is looking for a
Corey McRae. He's from Harlow, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't know. I know he's from Essex, but I had him on the show not long ago. But yeah, so I'm just waffling on at the moment. But yeah, I'll get to the point. The match was really good. We enjoyed it. I think it's one of the first matches that comes up when searching you on YouTube. And I binge watched quite a lot, but this one did stand out to me. You had a lot of fun where you kind of sneak from the little venue, and you come back in, you get chopped, and you're just being a dick in the match. But it's great because the fans want to boo you, they want to cheer Jordan, and just a really good back and forth match. Tell me about that match in a bit more detail as you can.
Mate, that was the match, that I wanted for like maybe pretty much since I started, right? Because Jordan was originally a DK with me, with the Rebellion.
Really? I know Jordan was a DK. No.
Yeah, he was. That's where he started off. He started doing refereeing initially. Then he did like a manager spot, I think, and then he started wrestling. And he was always one of the guys I looked up to when I come in. He was always there for me, giving me advice, giving me pointers. So when I got onto shows, the people I wanted to face the most was pretty much like, right, I want to face guys like the Rebellion, Matt Ball, Lewis Barrett, but Jordan, he was like up there, was one of my main ones, right? And I got everyone else off the list, especially at DK. I feel like for all the people I've wanted to face, I've done that now, right? And I can just enjoy either facing them again or just the crowds or bringing up these new talent there, right? But Jordan was the one. As soon as I debuted, he stopped working for them no more. It weren't really working out. He was just happy doing his other things because he's a busy guy. Got these opportunities, so it's not fair enough, It was no bad blood there. But he just meant that I could never wrestle him. So maybe 2-3 years later, I'm telling all these promoters, I'm like, give me Jordan. Let's do this. And he's saying the same thing because he was the guy that brought me up. He's thinking, obviously, I want to face him. And then he was taking a break from WrestleForce for a bit, and he said, give me Harry. He's like, I want to face Harry before we go.
You're both saying the same thing then to the promoter.
Yeah. He's like, right, we need that. And Ollie, he gave us that match. So yeah, we just thought, let's just have as much fun as we can with this. Like you said, we're running around, getting chopped through doors and all sorts of stuff. And it's just like, let's just have a fun match. I think our brains work very similar. It's just, he's a very unhinged person, but especially in terms of the wrestling, right? It's like, bro, we get it. It's like, we can be serious and we need to be serious, right? We can do that. But ultimately, people are here to be entertained. So if that means at my expense, I've got no issue with that. And the same with him. So we just try to put together what is the most fun, entertaining match on that card. And to be honest, I think we've done it.
What's up, guys? I am the Godfighter, the villain with no remorse, Paul McRae. And you are watching the What Do You Call It podcast.
it probably just felt like the night off for you two in terms of the rest, and
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
actually like putting your bodies online. You just two having a laugh, but it was very entertaining. It was a really good match. It had everything you
Uh-huh.
in wrestling, and especially being there live for the fans there, they had a fucking great time.
Hmm. No, thank you, man.
It was good, man. Like Jordan said, I think it's brilliant. Saw him for the first time last year at Coliseum Pro Wrestling. Met him just before briefly. He was a nice guy. But now it's good. And hopefully there's more of you two wrestling each other as well. Harry, I've got a fun question to ask you. You can switch off from wrestling. It can be wrestling related one. It's up to you, mate. It's up to you.
Mhm.
3 dream dinner guests for your dream party. You're the host, dead or alive. Fiction, non-fiction, up to you, mate. Can be your fucking neighbor. Don't really care. Can be the bus driver. Up to you. 3 guests, and I want a reason as to why you want them there. Go. Number 1.
Right. Number one, if we can go fictional, give me Spider-Man. Just throw me Spider-Man for some reason. Like, I don't know. As soon as I heard fictional, I'm like, who would just be
Yeah.
funny to have there? Just throw Spider-Man.
That's
in there,
mate. That's an inspiration for attire, by the way, for future attire. That is Spider-Man. The wear
yeah,
blue, red.
we'll use it. We'll use it. Number two, let's go for someone from wrestling. Let's go Edge. I feel like I'd like to sit down with Edge. I feel like he'd be quite a funny guy to chill with. We'll go with him. I could get a lot of knowledge. I could definitely pick his brain.
Yeah.
And then I want a musician as well. And then I'm debating rappers and stuff. But you know, I'm gonna go Adele. I want to have Adele, Spider-Man,
Adele.
and Edge.
Why specifically? I feel like you prepared that one. And I'm not. No, I'm not. There's no bad feedback to this. I love the fact that you picked Adele. But tell me why.
So I was trying to think today about what questions I might be asked. Stuff. I remember like I asked my favorite musicians before. And I think like singing wise, female, Adele's for sure at the top for me. Like her music's great. But then I just feel like if I'm having a dinner, I want people that I really get on with, I can fuck with. And it's like I don't want people I know. Obviously, it's gonna have to be some mad famous people, right? So who's gonna bring vibes? I feel like Edge, he's someone who's, he's famous. He's got all that knowledge to drop me, but he's gonna bring some vibes. He's just a cool dude. Del, she's got all these cool stories and stuff, but she just seems like a cool woman. She's just gonna be there. She's just gonna be chilling, and like Spider-Man gonna do, bro. He's just gonna be like hanging from the ceiling or like just chilling, So I think
With
it's
the
just good
wings.
vibes all round,
Love it. Love it. Wicked. Big Mac. As we are pretty much at the end of the interview, is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to promote? Any wrestlers you want to call out? That's not me shitstaring, but I mean like to build up a match or anything.
Okay.
Anything, mate. Platform's yours. Go for it, Harry.
Thank you. So follow me on Instagram. My username is Harry Macdonald, BM for Big Mac. That's where I post most of my stuff. I'll be posting a lot of MVs, promos, all that sort of thing. You can catch up with me there. Same with Facebook. I'm not really active on Twitter, but that's where you can find me mostly on the socials. And if we're talking about calling anyone out, Jordan, bro. Jordan, let's run it back. The people here, they want to see it, right? So it was great last time. It's at the top of the YouTube, and today I'm seeing you out with Elle Brooke. Is that her name? Some blonde YouTube women's boxer?
Yeah, Google her. I'm not going to explain what she does.
Yeah, no, do it. But the fans know that she wants the Big Mac. She don't want the mashallah, the shah, whatever. She coming my way. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an Elle Brooke on a pole match. Yeah. Me versus Jordan. Let's do it at WrestleForce. Let's throw it back to DK. Let's do it wherever. But that is money. And you can tell them. They know that's money.
Mate. Sold. Take my money. Promoters out there in Essex, because it's an easier journey for me. Get that match booked. Jordan, I hope you listen. Elle, we'll talk to your people. And Harry's game. That sounds fucking awesome to me. Harry, I'll put your details in the description below. Thank you for coming on, mate. I might be seeing you this weekend, actually, because there's a show, WrestleForce in Pitsy. So not too far from me. I think I should be able to go. Sort of see what I can do with my plans, but fingers crossed. But either way, I'm sure I'll see another show later this year. Definitely. We're in the same area, so we're going to bump into each other anyway. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Harry. I hope the listeners can follow him, follow me in my social media handles in the description below. That'll be much appreciated. Subscribe to this channel. Keep up to date with what I'm doing, and you'll find out what I've got lined up next. But for now, everyone, take care.
Ooh.